can't slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. I'm here, I'm your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time it'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Good evening, everyone on the APAC server. Tonight is the third day of professionals tournament, rounds 5 to 6. So this is the format. We have the single round robin format for the first stage. There are 8 teams in this bracket, and the top 4 will advance to the next round. If there is a tie between the teams in the 4th place, then we take a look at the following tiebreaker rules. So if there are 2 teams, for example, tied with the same number of round wins, the team that wins the other will be ahead in the position on the leaderboard. And if there are like 3 teams or above tied with the same number of round wins or points, then we will take a look at the head-to-head battle wins. How many battles they have won against each other. If that could still not be decided, we'll then take a look at the total number of battle wins across the entire professionals tournament. And if that still cannot be decided, we will take a look at the battle duration. And in that case, only Tolian can tell us the stats of this. Although for the user we have all streamers covering all the matches. So in this sense, EU server, it's not too difficult to figure out who goes through. But for the APAC server, we don't have all fixtures covered, so we will have to wait for Tolian for that information. Looking at the leaderboard so far, we have GV, Risk, ID, and Nomad in the top 4. Nomad is ahead of Insert on the leaderboard because Nomad won against Insert 4-1 in the first round. Although Nomad won fewer battles than Insert, they're still ahead because they've won against Insert. So this is what I mean by head-to-head compound win. Looking down the table, we have EVG or ICT in the 6th, NQRY and SDIJ. This is going to be the timeline. We have the professionals tournament held from the 10th to 13th of May, and then the final stage 18th to 20th of May. The Challengers Tournament and the Lower Echelon Championship will be held from 10th to the 14th of May. And I'll be following NQRY versus EVG first, and then Rose AFK will follow an exciting match of Risk versus ID. The maps are Dynasties Pearl, Faust, Oasis Palms, and Canal, and I will have to change this, so bear with me on that. So bear with me for a moment. Got the raw maps. There we go. There we go. We have the 5th round being Dynasties Pearl, Faust, Oasis Palms, and Canal, with round 6 being Yukon, Black Deauville, Campsteer, and Naval Frontier. And Mapbox have made the following predictions. We have EVG, GV, Insert, and Risk predicted to win the 5th round, and then we have Libat, RSOC, and Scam to win the upper bracket first rounds in those tournaments. And also UX will be predicted to win against Togo because Togo was not on the power rating, so automatically it will be in favor of UX. This is the power rating after. No, this is not the right power rating. This is the old one. And here we go. This is the updated version of power rating. Currently, there are 2 teams in the top 8 that are not in the professionals tournament, being NIMAT and SVZ. And the Challengers tournament is going to be quite competitive. Like NIMAT, SVZ, RSOC, and TSI, I could all see them win in their good days. And then there is Scam, which got a wild card despite being eliminated by KWG in the group stage. But they've been given a lifeline here, and they still have the highest power rating, so they are still favorites to win the entire thing. Mind you, they won against KWG 3-0 previously, before too. So, who's not to say they can't do it? And I'm going to get into the room before I forget. And you could also see the draw for the Challengers Tournament and the Low Echelon Championship. The Challengers Tournament, we have SVZ versus Limat, and RSOC versus TSIA. Ah, yeah, I could memorize that. Yes. I have to log into the right account. Forgot to log out and log back in. I'm gonna do that quickly because I am running out of time. And then in the Low Echelon Championship, we have Scam versus KWG and UX versus Togo. And I am in my APAC account. Yes, I am now on my APAC account. Someone don't crash. Yay. I'm in. 1 minute to go. And let's go into the waiting room. We have NQRY versus EVG or ICT. ICT kind of, I would say ICT disappointed against Insert yesterday. I'm just going to say it bluntly here. I really hope they do well this time because if they are the champions of the Chinese server, I do think they are much better than that. And then I mean at the moment they are in they only won one round. Okay, so you can now predict who will win. Oh, we're in. Little Sage Power, NQRY, 6TP, double IS4, double IS7, double 1, 3s, ICT, we have a Kran, a Soup Conqueror, double T95E6, a triple VKs. Okay. So let's go up high and see where both teams will go. NQRY. Red team from the south spawn will put their forces over to say with EVG blue team from the north spawn. They are going to put their forces over to C as well. And some of the VKs over to A, triple VKs, but then NQRY have essentially everyone to C, so they will have the numerical advantage and they will try to get C here. Now Naruto almost got shot by Alona. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he get the cap? And he gets a cap with a shot in as well. Volcanic Venus, great shot to TJY, and NQRY has cap lead and also a hit point pool lead. ICT, lucky Liao Mian also took a hit, so it's a great start for NQRY. Do they know they have the numerical advantage over to the park side? They could potentially rotate over to this corridor and try and shut the Captain Low and Subconks down. But at the moment, those tanks are not positioned there. There are also 2 tanks sitting deep in the spawn. And we can also see, oh, Naruto receiving a hit. Uncrowned also receiving a shot. Captain Low receives a hit from Speedstar, and we can also see EVG at the moment. They have left some hit points away of NQRY, and NQRY is retreating. I think EVG will try to get B. They are in position to do this. I don't think there's anyone to reset that, except there's going to be Naruto, which is going through this aisle here. Good shot onto Lucky Lao Mian, but there is also another tank trying to capture B, and we can see a reset shot there too. Can EVG, ICT get the cap? But at the same time, the tanks of NQRY sitting in the spawn has now come in to try and take out Type. But no, they're ignoring that for now. They have taken out Lucky Lao Mian, and Speedstar is now in deep trouble. He's now the focus of ICT. He's now taken out. And now NQRY will have to hold near C as the ICT tanks are trying to get Naruto out of the fight. Alona in the T95 he's like, stop pushing for a moment. Puts shots onto Catfish. And Naruto is allowed to put a shot in, but NQRY's focus fire is not on point at the moment. Naruto is going to go down to ICT with Catfish holding on. 1 versus 3 over there. Naruto down. Happy is still alive. And an Educated Idiot is the one getting the kill. Captain Low on the drum reload. Shibuya, it's down. But it's now a 4 versus 5 situation. Catfish is taken out of the equation. And Captain Low is still alive. It's a 3 versus 5 situation. And NQRY, can they hold on to the cap lead? They do not have the numerical advantage. But at the same time, NQRY have more hit with Educated Idiot with full health pretty much. Uncrowned is now surrounded by the ICT tanks with TJY looking to put a good shot onto Uncrowned. It will be the case. Educated Idiot trying to take out Captain Low with Uncrowned looking to get a kill from this. And Uncrowned will get an important kill onto Piana. And Educated Idiot needs to get a kill. And Volcano Venus hopes to get a big shot onto Type. He gets a bounce, which is important. But Educated Idiot tries to get Captain Low out of the way because he's trying to get the cap. But can he survive in doing so? Oh no, he's tracked. He is tracked. Educated Idiot has no repair kit. I'm afraid C-Cap will also be taken here. And Volcano Venus has to brawl with a TJY with pretty much a lot of hit points. And he might be stuck in the carcass here. But he receives an important bounce. That's going to be an important bounce. But C have been captured too. TJY puts another one onto Volcanic Venus. And then we also have Volcanic Venus being the last person standing. NQRY wasn't able to get the first win. ICT with much better isolation onto NQRY's forces. NQRY could not converge with one another, so well done to ICT. This is just really good teamwork, trying to take out the isolated tanks of NQRY. NQRY not really connecting with one another. The hit was actually very close, but in terms of guns, EVG have an extraordinary lead, and that means EVG have the effective DPM, not NQRY. So well done to EVG, and that means we have the first victory over to the EVG side. Okay, now we're going to be seeing some difference, some changes. NQRY versus EVG. NQRY will take double MLEs and no keys for you, Winter Fox. Double 60 TPs by Educated Idiot and Uncrowned with Speed Star in the IS4. Volcanic Venus in the VK. Speed Star, remember you. Catfish and the T1LT trying to catfish some shots from ICT to hit somewhere else. EVG will take triple VKs, double T95E6 Crown, and the Super Conk. Let's go in and see the second battle of Dynasty's Pearl. And we're in. NQRY, can they make a comeback here? It's not the best start for them, but they know how to play the caps, and that's already a good thing here. ICT, this time, they will be happy about that performance. Can they continue that performance? We will see here. NQRY will send Catfish to get the spotter type, but most of the ICT tanks are going to the C cap this time, to the C area I mean, and now he's going to the park side trying to get the spots of ICT, but then ICT, the VKs have turned left to try go B. They are not spotted for now. Uncrowned trying to put a shot onto Captain, but is unsuccessful in doing that. Takes a shot in return. Speedstar is spotted. Volcanic Venus is spotted. ICT is being a bit defensive at the moment. Good shot from Catfish onto TJY. Educated Idiot will try to go for A and get the cap, but then Naruto will be there to reset. They are ready. NQRY are ready. NQRY will get A unopposed, while Uncrowned takes another one while hold down. It's not a good start for them, for him I mean, but then we potentially could see NQRY going deeper into ICT, but then it's going to be really tough. Good shot onto a type by Shibuya, and NQRY potentially could lose the park side. The T95E6 are now barreling in to say, and Uncrowned is retreating. Captain though takes another one. NQRY, can they put another shot? Shibuya is going to rotate away, and VK72. Oh, good shot to Volcanic Venus. NQRY bleeding. ICT holding on. They haven't lost a lot of hit points so far. Educated Idiot might be able to put a shot onto type, but he is looking the wrong way. ICT get saved, but they will have to kill more than one tank in order to get back the cap lead. However, type is going to put a good shot onto Educated Idiot. That's going to be a big one. It will be a big one indeed. Educated Idiot bounces onto type, and look at the hit point pool difference. AVG leading by more than 1k, but that's a big shot onto Lucky Lao Mian by Volcanic Venus. But he takes one in return, so the hit point pool difference is still about 1k, and the VKs are trying to get Educated Idiot out of the way. Naruto and Shibuya needs to do something to support Educated Idiot, while Educated Idiot is pretty much trapped. But Captain Low takes a big one from Uncrowned. ICT, it's trying to pincer NQRY. Uncrowned takes a big one from Lucky Lao Mian, but NQRY again bounces and misses. Catfish takes one, but we're going to be seeing a push coming in onto Lucky Lao Mian with Uncrowned in deep trouble. Volcanic Venus trying to support the team, but T95 is trying to come in, take out Naruto. Naruto is tracked, and now he's the first tank being taken out. ICT doing really well in the shots. They've put more shots than NQRY do, with NQRY really struggling to get the kills out of the way. Speedstar is dead. Captain Low is dead. NQRY is still tagging Lucky Lao Mian, but I don't know. But well, this is going to be important, but it's not going to be enough because all 5 tanks are almost one shot. Shibuya is down. Lucky Lao Mian is down. Educated Idiot is down. It's a 3 versus 4 situation. TJY is down. Cap is trying to get C. At the same time, Uncrowned is a one-shot too. And EBG will try to take out Catfish. Catfish, can he run away? Good shot onto Alona. Catfish will try to use the fountain to hold down, but he's unable to do so. Catfish is out of the fight, leaving Uncrowned and Volcanic Venus the last people standing. Planner, Piana, good shot, and Alona. Alona looking to put a shot onto Uncrowned, but it will be Piana getting the kill, bringing this to a 2-0 victory for ICT. Well done to ICT. This is a much better performance than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was just, I don't know what happened to them, but this is more like them. This is more like them. ICT just panning a lot more shots than NQRY. NQRY just bouncing and missing. Even if you have the perfect focus fire, you can't win if you can't pan your shots. NQRY struggling with this. They really need to address this issue in the next couple of battles, because this is going to haunt them hard, even if they have better strategies on paper. So going back, we have NQRY versus Faust. Alright, let's say about NQRY versus ICT. NQRY will take double IS7, double Blitz 3s, double MLEs, and a T100 LT. ICT, on the other hand, they will take a double T95 E6, Black Chat, an MLE, an IS7, and double 60TP. Thank you for more than 20 people watching so far. Let's hope we'll get more of that, especially when we're following GV versus ID, which is going to be a hallmark match for the top 4. Not sure if I'm using the right vocab, but yeah. Faust. Will NQRY do something more, something differently? The maps tonight, actually, I have to go back and actually check now. The maps, it's for round 5 will be Dynasties Pro, Faust, Oasis Palms, and Canal. Very diverse set of maps. So you have Dynasties Pro and Faust being more, well, Dynasties Pro being heavy oriented, Faust being kind of a mixture of both, and then you have Middleburg. No, Oasis Palms being the mobility oriented map. And then Canal being the cap-based map, and also mobility oriented. So NQRY will hope to have a better performance in those last two maps. They can survive. If they can survive Faust, it will be a big change in terms of the playstyle for them. NQRY takes one with Volcanic Venus. D gets captured by NQRY, and NQRY this time again leads more than ICT, and ICT will try to get Captain Low. So kind of the main takeaway from this is that ICT do not like the cap lead, and NQRY loves the cap lead, but ICT individually better, and then Crown takes another one. Aberrack damaged. Really, NQRY, they really have to start chipping away at points of a ICT. So far, they're unsuccessful in doing that. And another shot onto Type, but it's a bounce again. And they're bleeding still. Speedstar bleeds. Volcanic Venus also bleeds. This is not good for NQRY. They have bled a ton of hit points. Shibuya puts the Neji Splash. That's a tiny amount of damage inflicted. And NQRY really need to find a type that is crossing. And there is another HE shell put onto Type, but Disney does not want to go forward. Takes one from a T95 E6, and he cannot put a shot in. And if I were in the NQRY team and just hold, don't do much, don't try to bait a shot. They're currently under a huge hit point disadvantage. These 3 tanks need to stay safe, and then hopefully Catfish can light up the rest, and maybe NQRY can have some crossfire. But then NQRY also have a nice little tank being Disney. You can potentially see the T95 E6 who want to go for that. I mean, sending T95 E6 onto the Disney and TJY, a big shot there would just be enough. Then NQRY needs to do something now. Naruto pushing alongside the WZ-113s. It's all down to the focus fire here, and also the shot efficiency. Will Disney be able to survive for long enough? But NQRY still bounces the shells. Good shots onto a Type, but they really need to take a tank out of the fight. Catfish is now being chased by both AFK, and Uncrowned looks to put a big shot onto Captain Low. No, he's going to put a shot onto Alona. And Shibuya is now in deep trouble. Type is still the focus, and he's still alive. However, Volcanic Venus instead, it's a 5 vs 7 situation with Speedstar taken out before he can kill Type. Uncrowned tries to put a shot onto Piana, and Catfish still doing 1 vs 1. He wins the 1 vs 1 fight against Captain Low, but I think it's too little, too late. NQRY with Naruto taking out Type 251, and Alona also taken out too. Naruto needs to take another one now. Good shot onto TJY, but he will be in a 1 vs 3 situation. Catfish is now trying to go for A, try to cap the base, but Piana will be very quick. And he's not going to take the cap for now. He's trying to locate where Piana is, and maybe he will go for a different cap. Piana will go for the other side and will be able to spot Catfish. Oh, Catfish needs to stay back. Oh, he dodges the shots. Catfish dodges the shots. C is going to be captured by EVG, and Catfish cannot run away. He cannot escape now. Good shot onto Piana, but Piana will get the kill, sealing an important victory for ICT. It will be 3-0 for ICT or EVG, and NQRY bled way too much at the beginning. Again, a couple of bounces do not go in favor of NQRY, so I think one of the main issues to address for NQRY is to pen your shots. Pen your shots. I mean, they have some decent ideas with strategies and pushes, but the first and foremost problem will be their shot efficiency. They bounce too many they bounce and miss too many shots. And let's go back to Faust. Currently match point to ICT. Yeah, I mean, ICT is the first place on the Chinese server. Although yesterday against Insert, they don't look like they are the champions, but this is more like them. I would be very concerned if they lost to NQRY in the same fashion as they did against Insert, and I will question how the state of the Chinese server. But at the moment, it's just only a blip in the form of ICT yesterday. So it's good. We love to see some competition. Love to see some communication between the APAC server and the Chinese server to kind of hone up their skills of both servers. Saf saying any top 8 EU team would slam this. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to say the standard of the top 8 of the EU server and the APAC server are not too far away. But that was back in 2021, and even in the 2022, the standard was not that far away. But I do really see a huge difference this season. I just have to be really on the side. Sorry, but I mean, the top 8. I mean, the EU server has become ever more competitive. APAC server, I think it's just only this season. I hope it's just this season. We just lost 3 really good clans. I just think we just lost 3 really good clans. It would have been a lot better than this, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's focus on this. We are seeing ICT getting the more quick. No. NQRY gets the cap more quickly than ICT do. Now we have Naruto. Oh, should have got the other 60 TP instead. The turret is looking the other way. That would be a lot easier to pen, to be honest with you. Or maybe it's not in the line of fire. Takes HE splash, but trades more in return. So ICT actually leads a little bit more this time. We're seeing Catfish in a T100 LT. Looking to put a shot onto XAFK. The other XAFK takes 1 in return, but manages to put a shot onto XAFK. but ICT will be allowed to capture A. There are not a lot of tanks near A to do the reset, and then ICT will get a cap lead. And I think NQRY, the idea for them is to push onto D, which could work because at the moment ICT is isolated. So this is the timing. They have to make use of this timing to get the tanks of 60 TPs and the MLUs out. But it will be really tough because those tanks are really strong in terms of the armor. So NQRY aren't able to do much here. And then there is also Uncrowned and Catfish being on the other side. I think what NQRY is trying to do is to kind of put do a false push. I don't know, FAUX. I have to take a look at the pronunciation there. I know it's not pronounced as it looks. I remember it's a French word, if I remember correctly. Well, I went off it. I digress. Catfish. Yeah. Otherwise known as a pseudo push. I think NQRY was trying to make a pseudo push so that ICT would be drawn towards D and they could cap A in return. And now they will cap A, although ICT are not doing a push onto D at the moment. And so far, NQRY only have 4 tanks near D, and will ICT try and make a push? Or Uncrowned gets reset by AF. Get bad shot from Volcanic Venus onto Captain Low. Can Uncrowned get the A cap? ICT are not pushing D at the moment. They don't have enough tanks to do so. But Uncrowned can get A. But I think ICT might try to rotate back to A. And NQRY will need to respond to that. Volcanic Venus is momentarily safe, but I don't know about Uncrowned here. Uncrowned might be in a bit of trouble. Good shot onto Alona by Volcanic Venus. I think NQRY is making a push. They're trying to get Type out of the fight. And I think this is a good call for NQRY. ICT are not exactly together. And NQRY will try and take out Types 251. But this is not a good shot from Shibuya. Naruto. Oh, this needs the first tank down. However, NQRY tries to kill Type, but those HE splash are just low rolls. TJY is down. Shibuya is very, very low, but base shot onto Alona here. Uncrowned and Volcanic Venus just pushes right through. They really need to get the low hit bomb pool targets away. Great kill from Uncrowned onto Type 251. And now Volcanic Venus. Great shot onto Alona. Fire to Alona. And Alona is a one shot now. The ram will not be enough to kill. But Shibuya is down. It's now a 5 versus 4 situation. D is captured. A will be captured by Catfish. ICT will lose all the caps. And this is exactly what NQRY wants. Because they need the caps. They will have a 3 versus 3 fight over here. And this is a numerical disadvantage over to NQRY. But Naruto and Speedstar have a lot of hit points. They can shed away some hit points. And great shot to Lucky Laomian, but Naruto Catfish needs to coordinate with the rest of the team. Naruto is going to be in deep trouble. He has to kill Lucky Laomian. He does. And it's going to be a 2 versus 2 situation. This is still really close to call. But NQRY has the advantage. Speedstar does a lot of hit points. ICT, even though they capture D, they still would not have the cap lead sooner or later because they only have 1 compared to NQRY with 2. So NQRY, what they need to do now is to stay safe, keep A and C captured, and they will get the win here. And they will get a crucial win, and the next 2 maps will be a completely different game play style. And NQRY, this is probably going to mark a huge return for them. Can they do this? NQRY, big shot to Piana. Great job to Speedstar, dropping the adrenaline now. He does not want an emerald rack at this point, and AFK is bouncing Speedstar. NQRY just have to hold on, and they will get 1 back. Really important win there. And NQRY, will that pedal themselves to an unlikely comeback after starting off the first 3 battles with a defeat? No chance for ICT now. NQRY gets 1 back. Well done to NQRY. I mean the difference has always been big, but it was even bigger this season. To be fair, really big this season. ICT 3 tanks doing more than 2k and NQRY 3 tanks doing more than 2k. We're back. Oasis Palms, NQRY. Great win. Hi, Somi. How are you doing? Yeah, Coke has a really good point because the CIS teams have come to EU server. The EU server just got a lot more competitive and a lot stronger. Before that, I would say the difference between APAC and the EU are much smaller, although there's still a notable difference. Especially the top 4 is still is a lot stronger than the teams on the APAC server. But then, then the CIS merge, not really a merge, but just players flocking to the EU server as they were handing over the ownership to the to the Leicester studio. Yep. And there we go. We are on to Oasis Palms, NQRY versus ICT. NQRY, they're going to take double IS4, double 6TP, Strift K, T100 LT, and Crownflag, ICT. Double T95, E6 Sheridan, T110 E5, an IS7, and IS4. I don't know about this unknown. I don't think they have a much different. I think 3 of them are not in the original team, but the majority were still in Riri, which is still very strong, which was a really good team. I think they could get back to where they were, but just I don't know what to say about this, but. The first 3 battles we saw, they were really themselves. The last battle was much better. From them. ICT. Sheridan. In the Captain Lowe and Sheridan, of course. And we can see Captain Lowe spotting. Now, too could potentially put a great shot there. Oh, that's really big. 689. Naruto takes another one. Great start for ICT. Alona takes one. And Naruto will have to stay safe. Speedstar and Disney will try again. NQRY loves to get their cap lead. Shibuya. Oh, I'm not sure if it's a good idea going to be right at the start. Not really knowing where most of the ICT tanks are. The main issue is, can he get away from this? This is going to bring NQRY to a 6 versus 7 situation. And Naruto still, it's going to be isolated. It's going to go down immediately. Essentially, we're talking about 5v7. Although ICT might allow Shibuya to run away because they're focusing their forces onto Naruto. Naruto is out of the fight. Immediately, we're seeing a 6 versus 7. Alona is actually a one-shot, so not the worst thing to happen for NQRY. Shibuya gets out of B safely, and that's going to give 1 tank back for them. They have the cap lead still, but that numerical disadvantage is going to be important. What will ICT do? They will need to make a rotation, but they do not have a lot of time. To relocate. We are talking about essentially around a minute ago, less than a minute ago for ICT before they absolutely have to rotate. They do not have a light tank. Well, they do actually. So Sheridan, Captain Lowe, he's going to be really important in getting the spots of NQRY. They need to know where NQRY tanks are, and we could see TJY. Oh, looking to get a spot in, shot in. Shibuya, found Shibuya, big one there. TJY is tracked, but Volcanic Venus might be able to pick a big one. He's tracked again, perhaps perma-tracked, uncrowned. Oh, misses the shot. Catfish could have put one in to keep the tank perma-tracked, and that could easily be a tank down for ICT actually. But then NQRY, they will try reset B. Disney's there. He has to pan that shot. There is a reset shot, but Disney cannot get that in. Oh my god, Shibuya gets ammo racked. No way, it's an IS-4 as well. Oh no, that has gone from bad to worse for NQRY, and NQRY needs to stop XAFK, the fake one, from capturing. Can he survive? No, he cannot survive. That could be a lifeline here. Volcanic Venus, can he stay alive? DJY, NQRY will get a focus onto GJY. Catfish absolutely gets the kill. Yes, it's a 5 versus 5 situation. NQRY very, very close in winning this one. They need to kill a tank. Alona is a one-shot. Can they get it? He is actually far away from the battlefield. But NQRY has the cap lead. And Captain Low is running away from A. All they need is a kill. All they need is a kill. And they got it. They got it. Yes, they got it. NQRY gets another one back. 2-3 now. NQRY, despite that ammo rack. Oh, they have done enough to bleed ICT. And ICT bled way too much trying to get B. Just losing all of their hit points for that single cap. NQRY made sure ICT will not be able to steal B from their grabs. And then I think this might be the difference between APAC and the Chinese server. APAC server is a lot more tactical, play a lot with the caps, but the Chinese server, it appears at the moment they put more attention to the individual skills and kind of to some extent teamwork, but their cap players needs a lot of improvement. I mean, against Insert and against, the last battle, I think they're still learning how to play a cap play. I mean, the APAC server teams, I think it's just kind of the meta for the APAC server anyway with the caps. They really know how to play it well. And then you have the EU server, which master both the individual skill set, the teamwork, plus the cap plays. And when the team can master both these all together, you really could do, you could really be invincible. So, NQRY, I think they must be overjoyed with that performance, despite that ammo rack. IS-4 getting an ammo rack, not something you see often, to be honest with you. But it happens. It happens. Well, maybe you're right, Kurt. Penetration issue. I would agree with you. I don't see that much on the EU server, but also because they are a lot more competitive. Let's go in. NQRY red team from the north spawn and ICT blue team from the south. We're seeing Captain Low and the Sheridan looking to get the spots for ICT. Oh, going for a really different route. But I think it's too far away to get any spots of NQRY trying to go to the city side, but Naruto, can he get a reset shot onto Captain Low? 6 tanks over to the city desert side, and then Captain Low is spotted. Oh, 1 shot in, 2nd shot in. Naruto takes a big one, but Captain Low takes a lot of shots, and now down to half the hit points. I mean, this is more important for me, even though Naruto took a big one there. TJY takes a big shot from a Kraftwagen, which is really good. Catfish gets A, I believe, and will run away and takes a big one from the 60 TP as well. C has been captured, but again, NQRY has the cap lead, not ICT, so ICT is made to push, to rotate again. So for me, again, NQRY just needs to bleed better than ICT and not lose hit points, not lose too many hit points. Okay, they just need to not drop too many hit points, and they will be alright. ICT. what would they do? Would they try to go for B or would they try to go for A? NQRY will be ready for both. So it's interesting to see what ICT would do here. Would they be completely predictable? I don't know. Oh, Captain Low tries to put a shot onto Volcanic Venus, but it's not meant to be at the moment. Oh, definitely takes a shot from Alona. NQRY bleeding more again. This is giving me Faust first battle vibes. Volcanic Venus takes a hit. But this is not going well for NQRY, although they are sharing hit points pretty evenly. That's their saving grace at the moment. But they really need to stop dropping hit points. They're not in a good position as well. I mean, they were forced to hide behind buildings and they will not have enough crossfire. Captain Low is spotted. Unless they could get Captain Low. No, it's a miss. Unfortunately, the 60TB does not have enough accuracy to put a shot in. But it could have been big. It could have been really big if Captain Low is hit there. At the moment, ICT still with a hit point pool lead, but they really need to make use of that. There is still time for ICT to hold. NQRY only got one cap, and it's just only like now it's only less than a minute to go before ICT needs to make a move immediately. Oh, Unported takes a big one. ICT bleeding really effectively, and I don't know. I do think ICT have this with the amount of hit points dropped for NQRY, unless ICT do not make a good push, and I don't really see how you could make a bad push here. Or maybe I just jinxed them because XCFK is trying to go forward. Look at the crossfire group NQRY onto XCFK, but Catfish takes a big one in return. Naruto. You can't go forward because the tanks of ICT will be ready to crossfire. So you cannot be too impatient, and also XAFK. The ball's been dropped. Good shot onto XAFK. And Naruto hopes to put a next one. The crossfire from ICT could not kill Naruto, and it's now a 7 versus 6 situation. NQRY with more tanks alive on the battlefield. Oh my god, it's ICT. ICT will drop to A. That's a great call. That's a call that needs to be made. And Catfish will try to get Captain Low out of the way, but both of them will be one-shots to the Sheridan. And ICT will take A unopposed. And that would be a 4 versus 5 push happening here. Uncrowned. Oh no. ICT will take B as well. But I think oh, Naruto is out. Important kill right here. And Catfish gets killed by Captain Low. I think this is over. This is all over for NQRY, unless Type is killed, and maybe they will have a little bit, they'll have a longer time to do so. But no, ICT gets the win. 1,000 cap points. That cap on A is going to be enough anyway. NQRY just splat way too much over to the city side. It's not going to help them to survive the onslaught that's going to come. They made it close with the kill onto ISL, which I don't think should have happened. NQRY, commiserations right there. 4-2. Those two victories are hard-fought victories, but ICT is the better team tonight with the individual skills. So well done to ICT, and this is going to be an important point taken for ICT. That they are back, although the cap play, they need to improve their cap play. The last one, the cap play was better, much better. And I should not be looking at the EU scene. Oh, Cook is the leader of ICT. Okay. Was Chai Raiders in the top 8 once? Yeah, I think so. I remember a few years ago, like 3 years ago, or was it 2 years ago? Chai Raiders got top 8. Yeah, Chai Raiders got top 8. So yeah, the difference is not that big a few years ago. If the China could get top 8 and they do very well there. Well, actually, they got like 6th place, 5th to 6th place, if I remember correctly, in that season. Yeah. Okay, so Cook says a lot of them don't know how to play map control, which makes sense, but the cap control is even worse, if I were to be honest. Okay. Just reacting to the chat here. Okay, so we have results. ID lost to Risk 1-4 and SDIJ 4-0. Oh, this is a really big margin. Against Insert. We're waiting for the results of GB vs Nomad, which is not streamed by anyone. But this result would mean ICT is back in the top 4. Inserts in 5th and Nomad in 6th. We'll find out if Nomad won against GB. And if that's the case, then Nomad will be back in the top 4. And XCFK will follow NQRY vs Nomad, which is going to be really interesting. Yeah, ICT, I don't know what i7 is doing there. It's an i7, it does not have view range. I don't know. That move is so weird for me. I don't know who made that call. It does not make a lot of sense to me. Why you would do that? It's a tank easily thrown away. Okay. All right, for the Challengers tournament. We have SBZ 4-3 against NEMAT and RSOC 4-3 against TSIA. So well done to SBZ and RSOC in the Challengers to the upper bracket first round. They are through to the upper bracket final, and that will be held tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have the lower echelon championship. Let's find out the results. We have Togo winning UX 3-1. Wow, how did that happen in the first place? So it is going to be UX and KWG fighting for another day in the low echelon championship. Togo, this is an upset for you. Or maybe put it another way. We don't know how strong Togo are because they only played in one proof of skill tournament and they got 3rd place on the first day. So they didn't play afterwards, and maybe they've trained a lot during the gap, knowing that APAC server does not have enough teams. So maybe this is a strategy worth taking for the teams that are in the lower echelon championship. Why bother playing proof of skill tournaments where you can only play one, get into lower echelon championship, and get at least a 3rd place? Well, this goes on to show the state of the APAC server, the APAC server in general, because the competitive scene is not that well, it's not as good, but at least we still have 16 teams that are still like playing competitively. At least 16 teams, or 17, because Scam is really training hard. But we lost a couple of pub teams too, and I mean this season there are only like 30 teams that are ranked on the leaderboard, and sadly we lost a lot of every team that participated in the previous skill tournament will get a ticket, at least for the lower echelon championship. No, I remember you get top 8 once. Coke, you got top 8 once. I remember there is one season. You even beat one of the clans in the lower bracket first round. I have to check. I have to go back and check. No, actually, you can go back to the EU server. I definitely remember you went top 8 once. Definitely, I could remember that. Maybe it's the it's the 2020 summer season. Maybe it's that. Yeah, I mean, Coke is a really good player. I know you are really strong. I mean, you were in the Legion 1v1 tournament, and you you got the 3rd place, if I remember correctly, with 50B. With a 50B. So you know Coke is an extremely good player. So it was really unpredictable, I agree. So looking back at the professionals, so let's see if we have results for GB versus Nomad. And we do have a huge result. Nomad winning GB 4-3. This is the first defeat of GB. That will still put them in the 1st place, however. But this is an important win for Nomad. That will send them back to the top 4. Condemning ICT below ICT to the 6th place. Insert in the 5th place. Staying in the 5th place. SDIJ in 7th and NQRY in 8th. All the teams in the professional tournament have got at least a round win, at least a point. It will be very important in the next few ones. I would following GB versus ID. They are both currently in the top 4. But if GB could win this one, they will be safe in the top 4. They will qualify. Although, actually, let me check. GB versus Insert and also EVG. GB haven't played Insert yet, so if GB lost to ID, they have to win against Insert in order not to be tied the same number of round wins as EVG. But also EVG and Insert, well, Insert against Risk Next, do they have a chance? I don't know. Chances are small, really small. So all depends on GB versus EVG then, but this tiebreak will go in favor of GB because GB won ICT's 4-0. Okay, so we can now do some new predictions. I almost forgot that. Let me just get the results in. Definitely not 2020 autumn season. I remember the top 8 do not have gyrators there, but maybe no, not autumn season definitely. I will check after tonight then. The stream. I mean after the 6th round. No Togos, I know. There we are. Okay, so now we can get some predictions in. Where are we? Hopefully we still have time. Okay, we have new odds. We can show them now. Alright. Let me post that as well. Okay, so Mailbox have made the following predictions. We have NQRY 3-4 to go in favor of Nomad, EVG or ICT, GB and Risk all predict to win. And in that case, we could potentially see ID fighting for their lives. They will be up against I don't know who will be their last opponent. NEBAT versus TSIA, and also KWG. NEBAT and UX, the ones that are predicted to win. Although UX losing to Togo, I would be very worried about that. We have ID versus ICT, and ID won against ICT. So in that sense, if ID lost the next one, and if ID won against Nomad, ID would be really in a really difficult position, to be honest with you. Unless SDIG wins, then I think the top 8 battle might end. We shall see. If ID and Nomad win and Insert EVG lose, which is possible, then we have our top 4. And I'll probably ask Tolia to follow challengers upper bracket first round instead, because the top 4 has been decided, and there is no use for me to stream a professionals tournament when nothing is at stake. Nothing is at stake. We will say. ID versus GB. This will be big. GB losing to Nomad is a bit of a surprise for me, but ID against an underperforming ID, a little. Should we say they're underperforming? Maybe it's a bit of a strong word, isn't it? But ID can surprise probably. Maybe GB have a tough night today. So we shall see. GB and ID are now in the room. So let me just give you the matches for the 6th round. We will have NQRY versus Nomad being streamed by Rose, EVG versus SDIJ, and then GV versus ID. I'll be streaming this, and Insert versus Risk. The maps are Yukon, Vladgoville, Camp Steer, and Navy Frontier. These set of maps are very balanced, I would say. Yukon being the 4-cap map, and would say more heavy oriented, and then Vladgoville is a change of this, being more medium mobility oriented, and then back to Camp Steer, which is very cap based. And finally, Navy Frontier also quite cap based, but then Camp Steer is a bit more open than Navy Frontier. So you have the last 2 maps being more cap oriented, and the first 2 ones a bit more kind of like. I mean, Blackover is also quite cap oriented, and Yukon less of that really. So maybe I would say that on the EU stream, it gets progressively cap oriented with this map pool. So I mean, for the first set of maps, round 5, it gets progressively mobility oriented. So I'm following Crowley tonight. So Crowley, it's more of the mobility oriented team, if I remember correctly. So if they can survive until the last couple of maps, then they will be, they will have they have that advantage. And if Crowley can win all their first 4 battles, well, at least if they can win a lot of their battles with the map pool they have for the 6th round, then they will have they will be alright. Although if they don't win their first 4 battles, and if they only win one of them, then they are pretty much out of the fight. But anyway, let's go back and focus on in this one. GB versus ID. Oh shoot, I haven't ended poll, haven't I? ICT predicts a winner. Let's open the new poll and say which team will win. Is it going to be GV? Is it going to be ID? This is going to matter a lot, a lot. Yeah. Yeah, at NG. Yeah. I remember that exactly. Oh, I haven't seen NG in a long time. I know NG is it's a legendary player in Legion back in the 2018 days, when Legion is is the best team in the world, basically. I mean, you could also remember Legion and R2K. Zerd is in R2K. Zerd has been playing playing in Clan Wars for a really long time, so he could see how much EU has changed over the years, and I mean, also the huge improvement, um, on the EU server. But yeah, good old times, really. GV double T110E5s, double 6 TPs, a strip K, an i7, a Crown Varg, an ID, double strip case, an IS7, an IS4, double MLEs, and a mouse. Let's go in. Yukon. Red team, the ID. No, GB from the north spawn, ID from the south, blue team. Alright, let's go up to the back of the map, looking at GB. They will send most of the tanks over to D with ID blue team. Most of the tanks will go to A, I believe. Florietica. Oh, good to see you back. Don't know why I'm saying this, but ID, the good old ID, Legolera is probably not. It's probably the imposter here. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just having a deja vu. Maybe he was an ID a long time ago, but he was pretty much a D7 if I remember correctly. B has been captured by GB more quickly than ID capturing C, and GB got D more quickly than ID capturing A. So with that, GB will have the cap lead and ID will not have the cap lead. And Frozen getting quite aggressive here. What will GB do? GB has to defend. They do not want to drop Bimbo's Monaco. Spotted while trying to cross. And he stopped crossing just in time. And Professor looking to put a shot onto Frozen. It's a miss. Frightened the earthworms lingering below B. Maybe there are some casualties in that shot, but we don't know. Only Tolkien can tell me how many earthworms are killed from that missed shot from Professor. I don't have the stats, so you have to ask her about that. Florietica looking to side straight with the mouse. And can he put a shot? Or will he be arrested for killing ants below the ground? It seems he won't. He gets a good shot onto Professor and Frozen puts the shot onto Nutbro. And ID tries to get B. They're getting greedy. They're great. Oh well, actually no, they don't have a cap lead. But now they have cap lead. They're trying to get B. They cannot get B. It's still fine because look at the hit points. They have the cap points. The cap stop is going to be just enough. And ID now has a cap lead. GB needs to rotate. But ID has bled a lot of hit points while trying to do this. But now, okay, man, sneaking behind C, but will be taken out by the double strip case here. Is a good job to ID. Good use of numbers. And GB now have 6 tanks over to that side. And they're trying to push. ID now retreating near B. If the strip case can kill the IS7 more quickly, then they will be in an advantage. But the GB is focusing the mouse. GB is focusing the mouse. Not an unusual sight on the APAC server from time to time, but Florietica is the first time down. But then it also makes sense because Florietica is one of the lowest hit points. Has the lowest hit points on that side, but this had descended into pandemonium with Prosen out of the fight. Doha out of the fight too. Campon looking to kill Professor. Great kill there. And it's going to be a 4 versus 5 situation. ID playing this match really well. Legolera is coming from behind, trying to get C back, trying to get back the cap lead. And we'll try and put a shot onto Giang. He actually drove past C. And I think Camper will be trying to go for C here, trying to get a cap. Or maybe not. They really need a cap though, because if they don't, GB will have a strong hit point pool lead. And Camper might be taken out by Monaco. Oh, the Golira gets the kill, but ID, they need a cap. They need a cap immediately, because if they don't, they're going to lose this one. Spartans are on fire, could be killed by fire, and now down to one shot. Oh, ID, you don't want to throw this one away, do you? Oh, come on, get D, get C. Look at Golira. Puts a good shot to Tokyo. And B might be captured, but Nutpro will try to get Spartan Soul out of the way. Tokyo still alive, barely. And he gets an important kill over to the Golira. And Hinter needs to put a big shot to Tokyo now. It's a 2 versus 2 situation. I don't know if there is enough time for ID to win this one. Basically, they have to get both B and D in order to win this fight. And they don't have the cap lead still. Nutpro will just have to survive, and I think GB will get the first one. ID was starting this one so well. They underestimated the 3 cap play from GB. Yikes. They should have got that C cap more quickly. That would have sealed them the win. They couldn't get that. And GB was allowed to have 3 caps for a good amount of time in the late game stages, and that was enough to send GB over the line. GB 5 times doing more than 2k, and ID great on the brawls, but the cap play, they have to address that. 4 times doing more than 2k, and it's a 1-0 victory for GB. Well done to GB. Alright, now we're seeing changes going, looking at GB double 62Ps, double E5s, double nothing. A Strift K and I7 and the Crown Bargain with ID going for triple Strift Ks, double MLEs, a 60p and LDS and a mouse. Okay, we'll go back to Yukon. What will we see in this battle? 71% of you saying G wins so far, but is that going to be the case? Let's find out now. GB versus ID, the 6th round. More important for ID, currently not leading in the currently not leading. But I think risk against ICT, is that going to happen tomorrow? Let's find out now. GB red team from the south spawn, ID blue team from the north. GB barely made it through in the last battle. An ID, they must feel really gutted about that, because they are in a really good position to win this one, with the hit points and the guns alive. LDS will slowly approach B, and will not get a cap lead first because Nutpro will drop to C more quickly, and they will also go for A almost immediately, or maybe not because they're looking at that. So now ID crowding through D, they are spotting no one, and they will try to go for D next. And I think ID will get the cap lead here, and GV, they will go for A next. ID got D, so GV will get A now, but they will not have a cap lead. It will be GV that needs to make a rotation, not ID. ID has to defend, but I would say defending near D and B, it's the same situation as GV last battle, so you can't say which side is easier to defend. You could make an argument for the D side, being that this rotating from this area is going to be going out in the open, but then you have B which is going to be enclosed by those mountains. That will give you a lot of cover. But apparently GV decides to push through the spawn and go and take out the tanks near D. There are triple strift case waiting for them, which is not going to be the best because those strift case did not have a lot of armor. But then Spartan Sword spotted Professor and not Pro. Good shot onto Professor for Rielica on the other hand. Oh, running away. Good idea there. You don't want to be shut down immediately by a GV's focus fire. Now he will be joining Hinter, but okay man, not putting a shot there. Takes a shot in return. GV already bled while trying to rotate, and this is going to be really good for ID. They really need to make use of this super pool advantage. Hinter Blorielica puts a double shot onto OK Man. OK Man will need to stay safe. I think this is not a good push from GV. ID will take C as well. The 60 TPs are trapped. OK Man is now out of the fight. The Frozen and Spartan Sword are in trouble. But Nutbro is going to go down very quickly too. And then there are double strip Ks which are going to come into the fight to support the team. Legolera is going to be down soon. Nutbro is out of the fight. And we also have Spartan Sword and Frozen. They're still alive. And Doha is out of commission. And we are seeing LDS really nudging Tokyo to prevent GB from focusing camp on. And ID will look to get Monaco next. This is a really good match from ID. That is more of the ID I remember back in the days. Well done to ID. And it's a 4 versus 4, 3 versus 4 situation. Gyong is the focus for ID. The strip case still alive. Frozen still. Full health. How on earth did he manage that? He was absolutely rushed by 4 times GB. Could say that GB has good focus fire, but then you could also argue that they were too slow in killing the tanks of killing 2 tanks of ID. And in that situation, Tokyo receives a big HE share from behind, and it's all over for GB. This is a deserving victory for ID, bringing the scoreline to 1-1. More than 40 people watching. Thank you very much. ID. This is a lot better. 6 tanks doing more than 2k. GB 4 tanks doing more than 2k. It is always a risk to push out in the open like that onto D. Didn't quite work out, unfortunately. ID did a really good job at bleeding them early on. So they have to rework that strategy. Maybe they should not have pushed that way. But then you really don't know. Both teams do not have a like tank, so they are really gambling here. So you can understand GV making this gamble, but this is going to be a really tough gamble. It's a really tough gamble, and it didn't pay off, sadly. Now ID will change their tanks to double strip K, triple MLEs. A bad shot at the I7, and MOEs are definitely in the meta. We see a lot of teams taking this tank. A lot of really good teams taking this tank. Not as rare as we think nowadays. GB will go for IS4, Strift K, T1LT, IS7, T110E5, 6TB, and Crown Bargain. So it will be good news for the ID because ID can just call the tank name and not the player name, and it's going to be easy to know which one is which because there are no duplicate tanks for GV. But I don't know whether ID call the name of the player or the tank, but they are calling in Korean, so maybe they will call for the tank name and the hit points. But then yeah, that would make more sense. Because sometimes you cannot translate because the player names are always in English. So the tank name will be translated accordingly in the game, and the hit points too. Well, the hit points are in numbers, so you don't need to translate. You don't need a translation. But I digress. GV, red team from the north spawn, and ID, blue team from the south. Where will both teams go? Not pro. Great spots, great spots. Puts a shot into Hinter. He himself is not spotted though, so it's good news. Now, he knows this is the sign for him to drop into B. No one is resetting B unless Spartan Sword is there to reset Nutpro, which I think might not be the case. I don't think he's going to do that. Oh, no, there is a reset from Campbell. Great job to Campbell. Now Nutpro is going to run away. Well done to ID. I didn't see this one coming, and they definitely know what to do in that situation. Great job to Team ID. Now Nutpro has 824 hit points left in his repository, so Monaco takes a big one, and I don't know, is this going to work? GV rushing into the caves, ID immediately responding to this move. They're now focusing Monaco here, and LDS definitely heeds the call. Great focus fire from Team ID. Monaco is out of the fight. Hinter is focused for GV, and Nutpro has taken a lot of shots, and ID is now focusing Tokyo. Hinter is out of the fight, and the Golera, great shot onto Tokyo, and we're seeing LDS down, Tokyo out of the fight. It's a 4 versus 5 situation. Hippos are actually neck and neck. GV are not out of this yet. We are seeing the Golera down, and next we have OK Men being the focus for Team ID. There is no chance. Gyang is a one-shot, so if Gyang is taken out, it's going to be a 4 versus 3 situation. ID have turned their attention to Professor leaving Frozen to fight for himself, and he's taken out as well. Hippo's still very close. Doha still very healthy. No team has got a cap here, so Campon will be the focus for GV. If GV is able to take out Campon, then I think things will be even. And with Spartan Sword running away, he's in the light tank, so he can do that. Campon will hope to survive for long enough. Poor Relica is tagging OK Man, but then Spartan Sword did not just leave the entire team behind. Puts a shot onto OK Man, and maybe 2 actually. And now ID's focusing the attention onto Doha, and it's going to be all over. The Batjack can come back to support the Shrift K's. Well done to YD. Great crossfire when GV is trying to cross, and I think GV, there was a bit of a panic call there in the caves. I don't think they need to make that call. They should make that call, although they might have thought that they have the numerical advantage over there, because there are 2 tanks that are trying to deal with not pro, but those 2 tanks are really quick tanks. They can rotate almost immediately, so GV's gamble didn't work again. And ID, it could have been 3-0 at this point for ID, but it's still a close one. ID will change their tanks here. Let's look at the poll. 74% of you are saying GV will win. But at the moment, ID is the better team. GV struggling with the calls tonight. I think the focus fire is still there. It's just the focus fire is still there. Discipline is still there. The calls are not good for not good so far. The last 2 battles kind of the calls are not as good as the calls made against Risk. And also this time ID have better focus fire than Risk, as we saw with Risk previously. So ID, can they continue this form? They really need this form. They have won some important matches tonight, so this is going to be important. GV will hope that there is either ICT or Well, no. Oh, yeah. We'll hope that there will not be a three-way tie. Hope that either Insert or ICT would not win their respective games. And there we go, Black Goville. Red team from the south spawn, ID blue team from the north. Let's go up to where both these teams are going to. We are seeing GB red team from the south spawn and ID blue team from the north. You can see a big bro coming to C. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Not Pro getting all the important spots, but ID, I think they might have stopped pushing in. And GB might have more tanks over to C now, and this could be important for GV. Are they going to keep on pushing forwards? And ID really needs support here. Hinter takes a hit. And GV, they have 5 tanks near C. I think ID is in trouble. ID needs to support the rest of the team. Napor puts a good shot, but Florieka takes a hit as well. ID is all about focus fire. GB all about focus fire. Hinter still alive. And they're trying to share hit points, which is good. Campo coming in, but takes a lot of hits from doing so. They're trying to get Young all the way. The first tank down, actually. The Golira is still alive, if barely. And Doha will get that kill to the Golira. Will be the case. And the next tank I want to go for will be Tokyo. Florieka gets kill. 5 versus 6 at the moment. This has descended into anarchy. Campon very low. Florieka 1 shot. Monaco will be the focus for ID. Campon great shot onto Monaco, and LDS will look to put a great shot onto Monaco too. Campon is dead. Monaco is out of the fight. 4 versus 5 here. GV Professor is going to be the focus for ID, but Hinter is down finally. 4 versus 3. Professor is out of the fight. Doha is really low, so this is going to be the next tank they must go for. But Florieka is also 1 shot. Okay, man gets a kill. And it's going to be a 2 versus 3. There is a Nutpro still alive in the light tank, which is going to be extremely crucial. And Frozen and LDS will look to put some shots onto that, ignoring OK Man. And I really love what ID is trying to do here, trying to cut off the only escape route for GV. And Nutpro is out of the fight. And we're seeing GV having OK Man the last person standing, and this is the time for Berlin to do his pep talk because they're currently losing 1-3, and ID, the focus fire is really on point tonight, really on point. It's a great job to Team ID, unless they are fluffing their shots. And GV, I think for the first time we'll say this their focus fire is not as good as ID. And maybe they bounce more shots too. That leaves GV pretty much a gun down for the rest of the battle. It will be a 3-1 victory for Team ID now, and only 1 more will be enough to seal them a qualification. Might be enough to seal them a qualification to the top 4. ID. The better team tonight. 4 tanks doable in 2K, and GV also 4 tanks doable in 2K, but ID winning an important brawl over to the southeastern corner. And we are now going to Camstia, which is going to be a different story. It's going to get progressively cap oriented, so that could potentially benefit GV. I mean, the next two next two maps we're seeing, Camstia and also Canal. The cap oriented maps, GV can do this, guys. They're good with cap plays, so we can see GV will Berlin make a good pep talk and propel their team to a comeback victory. 4-3. We will find out soon, but ID will feel very confident heading into this. They played well in the first 4 battles, although the first battle is a loss for them, but they could have won it easily. And GV, they are currently the 2nd best team here. They don't want to be that. They want to do good. I mean, they have performed amazingly against Risk with their focus fire discipline. Unfortunately, those losses struggled with making the right calls. there is another chance on Camstia. Let's see if they can make it and bring it to the end. Let's find out now. GB versus Team ID on Camstia. Red team, GB on the north spawn. They're going to A, with blue team ID from the south spawn going to send everyone, almost everyone, to A. C, I mean, double TVPs. Oh, double TVPs! I love this. I love the double TVPs. We saw how well it could do. I think Rejects was taking double TVPs, and if you could work together with double TVPs, then you could work brilliantly. You can essentially kill a tank with double TVP. So, ID, let's see. However, they're going to capture B right at the beginning, and not put a good shot on the Spartan sword. Can ID get B unopposed? I think so. I think they will get B unopposed, and they do. They will run away now. Doha takes a big one, and it's not a good start for GB again. They've bled a couple, although Spartan Swords took a hit, but it's just a hit. Plorielica in the Team 25. Good shot to Doha, and he received a shot from Yang. Nupro missing the shot. And Plorielica will look to put another one onto Doha. He's showing the side armor, and it's now down to 812 hit points. He fixes the amber rack pretty immediately. Pretty much immediately. And A has been captured by Monaco, and it's still cap advantage onto ID. Tokyo receives a hit too, and GB. They're bleeding a lot at the start. Oh, Doha is dead! This has gone from bad to worse for GB. How can they come back from this? I don't know, unless they can kill a tank. But there is no tank reminding that is not healthy. Maybe Plorielica, but it's a T125 and it's on the high ground, so it's going to take some time for GB to kill Plorielica. And ID will be ready to shut that down on TBPs of Spartan Sword, and his co will be there to shut whoever's trying to get Plorielica down. And that will also be on tank down for GB. And that essentially means GB has little room to win this. I don't know how is this going to work. But their call is to get Plorielica, but they will know where the TVPs are very, very soon. Plorielica is going to run away. He might be trapped, however. Oh, a shot onto... Okay, men. Campo and another shot. Okay, the TVPs are now working in full force. Look at this. Look at the crossfire. Okay, men. Down. ID. 2 tanks up already. Well done to the TVPs. This is exactly what I would predict. If they want to rush Plorielica, they will lose the tank, but they also have Plorielica alive still, which is so crucial. Now Monaco is going to go to this mountain over here, tries to get a good shot onto Plorielica. Plorielica will go down, but at least GB still have 2 tanks down compared to ID with only 1 if Plorielica goes down. Hunter takes a hit from Giang, and Plorielica is now really low, 463, but then GV's hit points are coming back. Although ID still have 2 tanks alive, they are sharing the hit points well. LDS is going quite low. Professor tries to get that shot in, but Golira is going to make it difficult. So ID is doing all they could to stop LDS from being taken out. Professor is still trying to get a shot in. Takes them so long to do so. Oh, and they put a shot onto the Golira instead. LDS is going to survive for another day. Gyang is going to be the focus for Spartan Sword coming in to support the team. Professor's down. Gyang is down. It's a 3 versus 6 situation. Despite GB pulling back the hit points, it's going to be over. The hit point pool advantage is back with ID with more than 1k, and ID 804 hit cap points. GV will lose 1-4 to YD, and they have to hope that results will go to their way. Well done to YD. This is a great battle. ID is back. ID is back for sure. Great kill to Tokyo. That leaves Monaco and Nutpro the remaining tanks alive for GV. Nutpro gets a good kill on this Spartan, so LD is still alive, trying to ram onto Nutpro dodging that ram. And we'll try to put a kill, a shot onto LDS. And he kills LDS, but he got killed by Frozen at the same time. Monaco is a one-shot and will be brawling against Le Golera. And Le Golera will get the kill, potentially, although Monaco can hold down. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? The Golera gets killed. Monaco gets an important kill. It's a 1 versus 3. Monaco has to carry the team. If I don't know if he can do this. He's a one-shot, and ID has a cap, and currently at 900 cap points. Monaco will have to hope he gets an ammo rack. He won't get an ammo rack. He gets killed by Campon. Well done to ID. 4-1. It is the case. ID in a comfortable position in the top 4, and GB will have to hope if we will see about the results. 5 tanks to 1 2k for ID, and GB 3 tanks to 1 2k. ID is on fire tonight with that performance. They really made sure the other team pay for their mistakes. And again, some questionable calls from GV. I think tonight is not that night for making calls. Maybe they will hone their calls in the next couple of battles. But just GV, the calls they made tonight are not a-okay. We have Risk 4-0 against Insert, and that essentially means Insert might be off the running. Nomad still playing against NQRY, and then we have SDIJ still playing against ICT. And yes, Risk is of the first team through to the grand to the top 4 stage. Congratulations to Risk. They deserve that. Let's look at the results of Lower Echelon Championship, which I think we do. It's going to be UX versus KWG, and that result would go in favor of UX 3-1. Well done to UX, and that sends UX to the lower bracket final, where they meet either Scam or Togo. Let me just okay, at the same time we have Challengers Tournament, where we see TSIA are still playing against NEMAT, so that result have not come through just yet. Right, so while we wait, I'm going back to the EU server and get ready, and maybe I'll play a battle while we wait for the results to come. Is GV choke? I don't think GV is choking in the last battle. ID had GV in all corners. Not gonna lie, I think it's going to be extremely difficult for them to win, so I don't think they choked.
I don't think they choked. Frozen saying nice. Yes, really great. Really great night for Team ID. Wrong password. Okay, so I'll play in. Oh, we have birthdays for some of my tier 10 tanks. Oh, I love birthdays, so I'm gonna play through some of them. Let me go for the T628 first, and let's work our way down. If we have time, and I will also check Chai Raiders. I remember you got top 8 once. I do remember. If I would definitely check that.
Up and at 'em, lads. Enemy armor is hit.
Ooh, I traded more than the optical 84. Oh, is he going to trade with? Are they going to trade with me again? Not yet, not yet, not yet. Let's wait. There's also not a TVP. I'm a bit scared. Oh, 50p. Oh my god, I'm in trouble. Oh, good shot. Oh dear. Ah, I'm getting shot from behind.
Enemy is hit.
Oh no, I'm dead.
The engine's dead. Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Oh dear, how? Well, that was a quick one. Maybe I'll play another one for now. That was not a good start. T22. Let's go in. Let's go in.
Move out. We've damaged them. We've damaged them.
Yeah, T54. You're out. You're out. Bye. Bye. I'm a bit worried. Where is the rest of the team? I'm just going to relocate a little bit into perhaps a slightly better position. I don't know. But we probably don't have the numerical advantage over to that side as well.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration.
Oh, there is a medium tank that is going for me. Nah, I'm going to ignore you. I'm not going to do a 1 versus 1 because I probably would not win that fight.
Penetration. We've damaged them.
Good. And then Minotauro. Ah. So we know where everyone is. Okay. You go first. We go first.
Enemy armor is hit.
I'll go in like that.
Enemy armor is hit.
And I'll get a kill for you.
Got
Fantastic. And Minotauro, can I track you? Yeah, maybe someone can get that for me. Maybe I'll get that kill instead. I do not have the gun elevation. Finally, I have the gun elevation, but I'm blind driving that in that situation. And we got it. We got this win nicely.
Enemy armor is damaged. Gotcha.
Whoa, that was a convincing win. Well done, team. Well done, team. That was amazing. That was amazing. We might have some results coming through, so let's go and watch. Let's find out. I'll open some containers and yeah. Okay, so challenges tournament first up. TSIA. What's the result? They're still playing. It could be a tiebreaker in this case. Professionals tournament. We have EVG ICT 4-2 against SDIJ, so things are not out of the blue yet. 4-2, yes, 4-2. And that result is going to send ICT to the top 4 because they won against Nomad, and at Nomad they hope they could win against NQRY. They've done well against GV earlier, but they must win against NQRY not to be in a good position in the top 4. Sadly, I think this is the end for... No, not the end yet for Insert. Not the end yet for Insert. Or we could actually, you know what, we will actually see the tiebreak route. Because I don't think I will follow the upper bracket first round final of the challengers tomorrow. Well, we'll see about the results. Nomad versus EVG. If that is out, then we will take a look at the ties, how we would go about them. At least Risk is in the top 4. And we'll go back to the T62A while we wait for the results to show up. Ghost Factory.
Time to roll out. Enemy armor is hit. We've damaged them. The turret ring is damaged. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Don't know what is in their mind with that push. That's a tank out, although critical myself.
Hit.
Oh no, I got killed. I got focused. Didn't know the Sheridan was there, but hope to win this one. Death Star. Come on then. Oh, that was not a good shot, is it? The 1-1 is doing well. It's holding those 2 medium tanks out well. And we have the numerical advantage over the other side. We've got BND cap. But I would just go back to a lounge, to the garage for now. And play the IS-7 out. played ISM for a long time, and it's one of the tanks that I have that I have for a really long time. That I don't have a mastery badge. This is kind of a clunky sentence. So it's a tank that I have for a really long time. It's a tank. It's a tank which I have a really. It's a tank that I don't get a mastery, even though I have the tank for a really long time. Okay, that makes more sense. It's a sentence, yeah. Middle with Calf Panzer. Looking to get spots. Yeah, good. Let me join you there. You're in medium, so you probably want to go somewhere else. Oh, that hit. I thought that would be a bit of a 50-50 situation, but their star. Hello. Can I have a shot in you? And you're in deep trouble. That was not a good shot from that Death Star. No, I can't kill you. But do I have? No, I don't really need to risk actually. Oh, we are doing well in a bleeding game. We got another tank out, which is brilliant. Our TD is in the situation. Where are the other two tanks? Oh, there's one there. You know what? I'm going to go past because there's probably only. Yep. We just don't know where the last tank is. And I can use my hit points to roll these set of tanks. Oh, M6. Oh, maybe I know where all of you are.
Enemy armor destroyed. We've damaged them.
And I can just let others do the kill, do the dishes. Yeah.
We've damaged them.
Oh, and for you're just spamming HE at this point. Oh, poor you. I know that the M46 pattern do not have good like deep penetration stock, so poor little fella. But this is definitely not a mastery. I don't think it will be a mastery. I don't think that would be the case. It's a decent game though, but not enough for a mastery, sadly. Unless Wargaming wants to surprise me with a mastery badge, it's going to be a second class. It's a decent game. It's not going to be enough to, you know. Oh, victory for my T228. So focusing me isn't going to work for the other team. So it's good. Good. Although my average damage is going to go down with those two battles. But it's fine. A win is a win. Not going to ask too much for that, but we have a result of NQRY versus Nomad. And we do. Nomad 4-3 against NQRY. Very sorry for NQRY, but that performance will put them at the same position as SDIJ in the 7th place, so they go back to the 7th place. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Insert, NQRY, and SDIJ, as they will not be in the top 4. However, what will happen if we have a 4-way tie with EVG? Let's take a look now. So this is the final table. We have Risk, ID, Nomad, and GV in the top 4. Of course, let me go over to the Challengers tournament to see the results. And we have the results. it will be NEMAT 4-2 against TSIA. So we have to say goodbye to TSIA here. NEMAT are through to the lower bracket final. So the only teams left will be no, not this. SBZ, RSOG, and NEMAT. So well done to these three teams. And I'm going to update my power rating. All right. Okay, so now back with the table, we have Risk ID Nomad GB. We could potentially have a four-way tie, and in that case, what will happen? Let us find out now. If no, we won't have a four-way tie because Nomad will play ID, so the winner of that will qualify, and the loser of that, it's going to be a three-way tie at the very least. At the very most. So let's assume that insert 1 and also EVG1 with, let's say for now, ID1 winning. It doesn't matter who wins, SDIJ or Nomad. I'm just going to ignore that result for prediction for a moment. If we have a three-way tie between GB, Nomad, and EVG, which none of them are playing together tomorrow, then GB and Nomad are through because GB have won 7 battles with Nomad winning 5 and EVG winning only 4. So in this situation, in case of a three-way tie, Nomad GB will be through. Although you have to double check with Tolian, but I believe it is the case here. However, if we have Nomad winning instead, what will happen? ID and GB will be through, and this is going to be for sure because ID and GB have both won against EVG. So that means ID will be in the 3rd place and GB in the 4th place. So what about if we have GB winning? If we have GB winning, so either situation we will have ID or Nomad tied same number of cups as EVG, and in this situation, in both situations, in only one situation, ICT could go ahead of Nomad if Nomad lose to ID and ICT win against Risk, provided GB also win against Insert. So this is the only situation where ICT will be through to the top 4. So we will see if this is the case. If I will stream the challenges, I will stream the challenges lower bracket final tomorrow. But yeah, I will put my name down for EVG versus ID versus Risk. Because this is going to define the top 4. So we can safely say that GB are through. We can safely say that GB are through. Let me check. Yes, I think we can safely say GB are through. Yeah, I won't be surprised. And that's the case, yeah. Right. So we can also confirm that GB and also ID are through to the professionals tournament, to the final stage. Considering we've seen 4 different scenarios, the only 4 scenarios that could happen tomorrow. Insert NQRY and SDIG out, so it remains whether Nomad. It remains to be seen if it's going to be either Nomad or ICT in the final top 4. ID and GB are through according to all the potential tie breaks. So yeah, well done to Risk, ID and GB. They have qualified, and good luck to Nomad and EVG tomorrow. They really need that. Nomad with an advantage over ICT with the number of round wins. But yeah, that's all for me tonight. For the APAC server, I'll be following the EU server. I'll be following NQRY, and they will want to have their redemption arc. They've won their last 2 rounds, especially one against APA. So I'm interested to see how they perform tomorrow. So see you all on the EU server, and tomorrow I will try to stream EVG versus Risk. This is going to matter a lot for ICT. So thank you all for watching. See you later. Bye for now.